Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of WCW 2001, here with TW 2016. We're on the third Nitro of 2002, as we head on to the first pay-per-view of 2002 in WCW, Ignition, with the main event of Booker T versus Kanyon for the world title, as Kanyon beat Ray Jr. last week in the finals of our little mini tournament number one contenders match, and the Steiners went crazy and got suspended for a month by WCW officials. So let's start the show and see what happens. So first off, we've got a pre-show match where Chavo Guerrero, Shannon Moore, and Elix Skipper defeat AJ Styles, Juvi Guerrera, and Lash LaRue in 14 minutes when Chavo pins AJ Styles by submission. Oops, I guess I should say make AJ Styles submit. 57 C-, so actually a really good match considering. Yeah, Chavo was head and shoulders because like up until Starrcade he was my Cruiserweight champion, and I haven't really had anything to do with him so far this month, but, you know, he's still pretty good. He gets 62, Shannon gets a 47, Elix gets a 36, AJ Styles is already up to a 50, Juvi also gets a 50, and Lash gets a 40. But yeah. Now for the actual show. Oh yeah, we're at 4,500 people, and we're at the DC Bender Arena in Washington, D.C. So, you know, the show starts out with the Horsemen coming out. You know, they basically, celebrate the fact that Kanyon's going to take the world title back. Ric Flair, talks about how he's going to, how Billy Kidman's a chicken if he doesn't face him for the U.S. title, and that he's going to go all night long, both with Kidman in the ring, and then all night long with Tori as as she'll walk away with him, and then Douglas and Jarrett, do Douglas and Jarrett things. They put over that Jarrett's taking on Alex Wright tonight on Nitro, and they're going to, beat up that little German pipsqueak, and that, they'll make him rue the day that he ever won the U.S. title off them way back in December. And Joey Lawler basically stays in the background and looks tough and strong and everything. Flair and Candy came across well because they're the really good mic workers, and this got an 86 V+. Oh, and also, they set up there's a tag match tonight, Flair and Kanyon versus Booker T and Kidman. So then, in our next match, Mark Jandrak defeats Jason Jett in 6:13 with the Mark of Perfection. Basically what happens here, even though it didn't really show up, probably because I booked Mark to go over clean, but basically, like, Dawn Marie, who, remember, is Jandrak and Stasiak's managers, she comes out, like, she distracts Jett just enough, because, Jett's, a young guy, for just long enough that Jandrak is able to hit the, get advantage of the hit the peak perfection and win basically clean. Solid match, 58 C-. Jindrak and Dawn Marie have excellent chemistry together, so that's something for the future if Jindrak and Stasiak ever break up. So basically what happens here is, Jindrak, Stasiak, and Dawn Marie celebrate. They laugh at Finn, Jett getting distracted. Finley comes out, helps him out. He points at the heel team. Basically says, okay, you got lucky, tonight against Jett, but at Ignition, have a tag team match against us, and, you'll see what happens. And that's, imagine that all in, like, lots of Northern Irish brogue. But I'm not going to try to do that, because that would sound terrible. But a 57 C-, not too bad still. Again, solid mid-card angle. Then we've got Kaz Hayashi making Sanjay Dutt, who's in here as, a one-night deal, beating him in 3:58 with the Kaz mission, which is just the Taz mission, except it's Kaz doing it. Yeah. So 56 for Taz. This is basically just a straight-up squash for Kaz to build him up for, facing Tajiri at the pay-per-view. Tajiri just comes out, does his typical, evil smirk, holds up the title, points at Kaz, as the announcers put over that these two, talented Japanese wrestlers will be facing off for the Cruiserweight title, and you can only see action like this in WCW. Then we go backstage. Gene Okerlund's with Road Warrior Animal and Road Warrior Hawk. They, get over the fact that, they're back in WCW. They're here to, kick ass, take names, Died on Danger, Snack on Death, rip and tear, and run through these new teams who think, they're hot crap, but they're still the Road Warriors, the greatest tag team in history, and sooner or later they'll be back on top of the world. 44D, because, the Road Warriors aren't that over still, but, again, they're a solid team to come around and hopefully, do not too terrible. Yeah, now we got Storm and Normal. So, Noble, Noble defeats Storm in 7:31 by disqualification when Mike Awesome runs in and attacking Noble. So basically, like, this is, your solid, back and forth match. Storm doing, technical stuff. Noble sort of flying around, but also doing technical stuff to surprise Storm. Noble, has the advantage. He doesn't have a finisher or anything, but he's hit a big move when Mike Awesome sort of like is tired of this, runs in and just, runs him over. 71 B minus, not too terrible. Storm gets a 67, Noble gets a 54. Really solid match. Then we have the post-match angle. Team Canada beat down. Yang tries to save, but it's 2-on-1, so he beats down again. And that's just put on the fact that Yang and Noble have the title shot at Ignition, but are they going to be able to stand up to the skill of Storm and just the raw, enormous power of Mike Awesome? Again, not the best because none of these guys are super over or super entertaining, but it's a tag title defense, not the end of the world. So then we've got a Ray a junior promo backstage, with Gene Okerlund. He's putting over, sure, he lost to Kanyon, but he's looking toward the future. His buddy Billy Kidman has the U.S. title, so who knows what he'll go to? Maybe he'll team it with Conan, and then we've got Shane Helms walking in. He talks about how Ray's a tainted legend. He says he talks about being a hero to the Mexican people, but he lost his mask. Now he's running around looking like a pretty little boy. But just like Diamond Dallas Page, Ray Jr. may be a legend, but he's here to take out legends. And basically challenges him for Ignition. Ray Jr. says he's on, and we've got another match. 64C. Gene Okerlund was underwhelming. Might be time to find a new announcing guy. Anyway, not too terrible. Neither of these guys are super mic workers, but not too bad. Then we go backstage. Disco's with Silver City Rollers. That's Cash and Reno. They want another chance at the Road Warriors. Simple, they're basically telling Disco do his job. Talk to WCW officials, get him another match with the Road Warriors. Maybe that'll be at the pay-per-view. Who knows? Next up, we've got Vampiro taking on Conan in a match that could probably main event a AAA or CMLL show. But that's a, mid-card match. Well, third from the top, but still, mid-card match. Vamp beats 646 with Nail and Coffin. This one's actually be a clean finish, but basically, Vampiro would probably go low, break the eyes, do all sorts of heel stuff, but he would get the, pin clean. But, really good match. Vamp gets the win. And then we've got the post-match angle. So DDT comes out of the crowd, as he always does. Drills Vampiro with the diamond cutter. Crowd goes nuts. He grabs the mic from the ring announcer, tells Vampiro, you thought you took me out. You thought I was done. Well, you face Painted Freak. I'm still standing. And Ignition, I'm going to take you out, boy. And yeah, just great, great segment, great angle. And here we go. So then we go backstage. Buff, we see Buff trying to hit on Stacy backstage. Palumbo interrupts him, pushes him away, says, he's, an old, faded star. Palumbo's, he's the future. And Ignition, if he wants to try to hit on Stacy, Palumbo will hit him. Yes, that's lame, but it's a 62C angle. It's not supposed to be great, And Stacy Keibler was a real star in the segment because, well, she's Stacy Keibler in a segment with Buff Bagwell and Chuck Palumbo. Who would you pay attention to in 2001? Then we got backstage, Bookers with Kidman and Tori. He tells them, we're both champions, and let's take care of business tonight against these, these two jabronis. ADB, Tori Wilson helped Kidman. Booker T came out segment. Kidman performed poorly because, well, he's Kidman, unfortunately, Jeff Jarrett defeated Alex Wright in 9-12, following interference from Shane Douglas. So, largely the same as last week. Wright's doing well. Then we've got interference. Shane Douglas comes in, nails him with brass knucks or something, or even he might hit him with the guitar. And then we got the win for Jarrett. And Wright was off his game. So now we have another Jarrett and Douglas beatdown, like last week. This time, Dustin Rhodes makes a save. Yeah. Just, straightforward beatdown. Dustin Rhodes is a good babyface and makes a save. 71B minus, totally solid. And yeah. And now we got our main event. So, Kanyon Ric Flair defeat Booker T and Billy Kidman in 11:31, when Ric Flair defeated Billy Kidman by pinfall after using a foreign object. So yeah, just your typical Nitro main event, wild, crazy. Jody Lawler probably gets involved. I see the finish as being like Booker and Kanyon brawling, on the outside, and then in ring, Ric Flair uses some Aurora quarters or something else, and is able to get the pin on, Kidman. Well, there's nobody to actually save him. But 82B, Billy Kidman gets 65, Booker T gets 77, Ric Flair gets 68, and wow, Kanyon gets an 86. Yeah, he's good, and he's getting pushed. So yeah, Ric Flair struts, then tries to kiss Tori, and she, runs away because, who wants to kiss 50-year-old Ric Flair? And Kanyon and Joni, basically get the advantage and beat down Booker a little bit. Hot finish to the show, 88B+. But performance of Booker T was good, performance of Kanyon was good. Tori Wilson looked dreadful, probably because I asked her to, rate her at entertainment, when she's still, at this point, pretty much just a pretty face. But, this is, good solid build-up for both big title matches. Booker versus Kanyon and Ric Flair versus Kidman at Ignition. And we get a 86B+, a really good show. I mean, basically, this was a show where we had 2 good angles, a good main event, and another good angle in the card, and that what basically saved the show. But that's that's what the good parts of Nitro was like. Lots of decent matches, but a couple good angles and a good finish to the main event. So let's see how things look. Waiting for this to go through. Ricky Ray's, the future of Havana Pitfall. Anyway, let's see. We got some emails. So yeah. So just saying people who want out of development, but it's not time to go for them to go out of development yet. Got a 9.42, which is really good. Let's look at Raw real quick. So yeah, Raw got an 89. Jesus. Yeah, I think that's literally the same main event they did last week, but that makes sense for Raw in 2001. Also, Jack went to no contest in Ivory. Raven and Regal defeated APA. That's sure a team. Yeah. Rock, Edge, and Steve Austin had a confrontation at the beginning. Kurt Angle defeated Val Venus. Okay. Skull, Hall, and Jericho. Yeah. Okay, that all makes sense. Anyway, another week, closer to Ignition. And, next week's the Go Home show. Let's see what happens there, and then we'll go from there. Go ahead, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. Let me know if this is any better as far as audio, and we'll go from there. Thanks.